see me. I'm just going to double check that everything is working. I really hope that, oh yes, it doesn't work on the old iPad. I have to crack open the new one. Technology A, but I hope you can hear me okay. I think the microphone seems to be working fine this time. I'm sorry we're looking at a really boring space, but we've got exciting things to show you, so I don't want to reveal it just yet. Not until we've got confirmation that everything is working. Yay! Excellent. We're up and running. So, hello, happy Thursday, everyone. I have got with me, hello Claire, how are you? I have got with me one of our little kittens sat next to me, which is very appropriate, having a little black kitten next to me for our Halloween mini release. And I knew, Claire and Jess, I knew you guys would be here for this because you do love a bit of Halloween, don't you? Hello Amanda, how are you? I'm so glad that you're here. So let's crack on with the reveal because it is a mini one for just for the Halloween period. I do have more items that will be released at the end of October, which I shared with the design team yesterday. Waiting for dice to come in for those. So that will be the end of October, but I didn't want to leave these obviously too late that you guys weren't going to be able to play with them ready for Halloween. So this is a special release just for Halloween and Halloween products. So I'm really, really excited to share them with you because I know you're going to love them. And what I'm going to try and do is, because this has been such a quick turnaround on this release that we don't really have any samples for it yet. So I'm going to make some cards tonight with some of the products. First up then, let me stop rambling. I'm going to show you the stamp set that is in the release. So this is the Haunted House stamp set. So I'm going to take it out of the package because it is a bit glary in the packaging. So that might be that's still a bit glary, isn't it? But hopefully you can see what the stamp's all about. So it's an A6 size stamp, so this is a really good sized stamp, and it's got this adorable little haunted house. It's got a little kitty, I don't know if you can see a little kitty sat up on the roof there. You've got a backdrop of a moon there with the bats flying, some pumpkins around the door, and then a little ghosty flying out of that window there. So really, really fun one to colour. But then you've also got some great sentiments. So you've got the trick or treat in the centre there. You've got Hocus Pocus and the Happy Halloween, and both of those are an open font that you can colour in. And then you've got the sentiment Boo. And what I wanted to just point out about the sentiment Boo is that there is this little dot stamp. So I don't know if you can see that tiny little dot stamp. That dot stamp allows you to put eyes in the centre of your Boo. So you can have it just as it is, just Boo if you want, but you can also add some spooky little eyes and colour those in, which I thought was a lot of fun for you to be able to have that option. So loads of fun that you can have with this. I have made one sample for this that I've had chance to do. I've literally just done this, finished this one off before we came on air because I wanted to show you the size of it and what is possible with it, because there is no coordinating die with this, and the reason for that is because obviously this is such a sizable stamp, and my thoughts are that you're either going to mask off the image to create a spooky background, or you could fussy cut it because it's not too complicated to fussy cut. Or you can use your circle dies to cut it out. So our simple, I've sized this purposefully to fit with our simple circle dies. So what you will find when you see this online is that there will be an option to buy both of these together at a special price if you don't already have the simple circles. If you do have the simple circles, you can buy this separately, that's not a problem. But what I wanted to do was give you an option if you wanted both, because this obviously has numerous uses. I mean, you if you haven't already got some circle dies, you desperately need them in your life because they're so useful to have. But the sixth one from the outer edge is the one that cuts this perfectly. So it cuts around this image, and it's probably a bit difficult to see just on camera here, but you can see that this image is actually being designed to work in a curve here. So that fits perfectly with that, like I say, with that circle die. So that's the card that I made. There's also there's a product on here that I'm going to show you in a moment, but this is one of the sentiments that's in the set. Hello Emma, how are you? Hi Laura Ann. Oh, thank you so much for joining me, everyone. So this sentiment here, the Happy Halloween, like I say, is an open font, which means you can colour it in to match your colour scheme. So I've coloured that in with my Copic markers, and then just added some dots and stripes just to make them a little bit more festive. So I think that looks really, really cool on a simple black card base, and then with a strip of paper in the background. It's the majority of the work was in the colouring in. The actual building of the card was very, very simple, and like I say, using that circle die makes it so easy to cut it out. If you wanted to, you could cut it out using the smaller die, so maybe the seventh one in, and then cut out a frame with the sixth one, so that you've got it backed onto, you know, you've created a white border if you wanted that. But I wanted it to be as large as my A6 card base. So you can see then really just what a significant size it is. So it's really, really cute. And so easy to make then if you are looking to make several of these. It's also going to be a really good one if you're going to be making any kind of memory books for this time of year. I know it's not really something I don't think we do so much in this country, but certainly this is going to make a really great feature for the cover of perhaps an October daily, which would be really cool. So so that's the first set. Like I say, this is a physical stamp set. So the next two items that I've got for you are a product that we haven't produced for a very, very long time, and it's actually where Time for Tea started. This product, this was how the business began, and then obviously we moved into different products, and they sort of took over a little bit, but I do really enjoy this particular type of product for several reasons. So I'll put you out of your misery. You may have already seen some sneak peeks of this from the design team, but the next product to share with you is a stamp set, and I'll just bring that into shot now. It is a digital stamp set. So I'm not going to hold it totally flat to camera, because this is how these sort of products get stolen by unscrupulous, shall we say, manufacturers elsewhere in the world. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the coloured in images on screen, because they're less easy to copy. So like I say, it's a digital stamp set, and it's called Trick or Treaters. So I'm just going to pop them all on here for you to look at. These are the ones that I've already fussy cut, because obviously with your die cuts, with your digital stamp, sorry, you don't get the coordinating dies. But if you have a scan and cut, or you have got the pick scan mat for your silhouette, you can take a picture of these with the pick scan and then pop them through your silhouette and cut them out that way, because they have got a complete line around the outside that should work. So so these are the stamps that are in the Digi collection. I'm going to try and zoom in a little bit so that you can see them a little bit more clearly, because they are really, really cute. I've not had a chance to make a card with these yet because I wanted to get these coloured and then take pictures for the website. So they are so cute. We've got the little cat on his broomstick, which is very much based on our little girl Rosie, I have to say. We've got a little cat in his ghost outfit. We've got the little mummy cat. We've got the cat in a pumpkin, which is very much based on our current kittens. A little cat dressed up in a masked costume. And then you've got several pumpkins. So we've got 2 jack-o'-lanterns, we've got a little pumpkin cluster, and then we've also got this banner. Now, these are our little trick-or-treaters. You can see they've all got their little treat bags in their paws there, or these 3 guys have. And the idea is that you would then use these for then to use with the open the door die set. So this die set creates a door that actually opens. So it's got along one side, it's got the along here it's got just a what's the word, like a score line, and then it cuts the rest of the door so that you can open the door and have something behind. So the idea is that you can either have behind there maybe a sentiment of boo, using the alpha dies, or you can maybe have one of our little critters there. But this is the doorstep, and then you can have your little banner going across the top there. So if I just balance that on there, and then you can have also around the door some of our little pumpkins, and then obviously our little trick-or-treaters can be coming to call. Let's pop him there because I can let him balance. So you can have your trick-or-treaters outside the house there or inside the door coming to visit. So I thought that would make a really, really lovely lovely little scene, which I think would be really cute. Claire says these would be fab as dies and stamps. Snap, says Jess, because you can't cook for toffee. So no, and I do understand that some of you prefer the stamps and the dies, but I do think that the digi stamps are so accessible for people to just be able to instantly craft. And like I say, I think Halloween is one of those things that in this country not everybody is into. So it is sometimes it's easier than I think really just for people to grab the digi stamps as a tester to see if they like crafting for Halloween rather than maybe investing in stamps and dies. However, not to say that this won't be a stamp and die set in the future, but there isn't time at the moment for me to get this as a stamp and die set for this year. So so if you want that for this Halloween, then the digi stamp is the way to go. They're not too difficult to cut out, I have to say, and obviously you can print them at different sizes. So obviously my preference is the smaller cards, but if you prefer larger cards, then you can size the digi stamps to whatever size you prefer. So in the set that you will get the JPEG images for each of the little characters, and like I say, you can print those out at whatever size you like, but then you will also get a PDF sheet that's already pre-sized, so you can print that off with all of the images on there at the size that I've got them here. So if you want to match the exact size that I've got them, then just use the PDF. If you want to print them off individually, or maybe you want to layer them up in Word or in your own software, which is another thing that you could do, Jess. You could make a flat card just by layering up the images, because they all have the white background, but they are a PNG file, so they've got transparent around the image, but they're filled in, if that makes sense, so that you can layer them up. So if I've not explained that right, I do apologise. But when you see the files, you'll know what I mean. That they're coloured white, but they're transparent beyond the line, so that you can layer one next to the other, and they won't. You won't be able to see the line of the other image underneath. So yeah, and then you can resize them to whatever size you like doing that. What I would say is that when you print the PDF, print it at actual size. So in your settings, you have to change it to actual size, and then it will print them at the size that I've got them. So really, really cute set of critters here that I think you're going to really love playing with. So that's those guys. So cute. And then the other things that I wanted to mention in terms of dies that we already have that would work really well with this. We've got the Happy and Halloween sentiment dies. We've got the Too Cute to Spook, which I think will go so well with these. So we've got the Too Cute to Spook there. Oh, I've got another cat. Hello there. Are you going to come and say hello? You're too cute to spook, aren't you? We've also got hello. We've also got the Trio Circle Slimline, which again I think is going to be really adorable to have these little critters sat in each of those little spaces. So that'll make for a really cute slimline card. Really think that's adorable. And then we've got the large scallops. This is the large scallops Celebrate frames, but I think again this is going to make a really cute background for your little critters to sit in. So I'm just going to add a few of these so you can see just how they are sized and how they space with those dies. Some of these you might have already got in your stash as well, which I think is so cool. I've tried to make everything work with things that you've already got. And then we've got the wide stitched frames, which again is going to work really well whether you have it this way and you just want to use one of your cute little characters with the sentiment. You know, you've got the perfect card there, really easy to do, so love that. So yeah, very, very cute. And then from a stencil point of view, I did also pull out the Home for Christmas set, because I think if you wanted to build like a little street in the background for your little trick-or-treaters to be visiting, I think that would work quite well as well. I think that would be quite a good, cool little oh dear, little scene setter. So that's cute. And then for oh, hello cat. Hello there. Are you going to go and sit with your brother? Do you want to say hello to the folks at home? Hello. Are you going to sit there with your brother? There we go. Oh, she says no, I'm not a fan of that. He's biting her little paws. Then just from a stencil point of view, just a couple of stencils to point out that would work really well that we have. There's the large circle masking stencil, and then also the Splish Splash. I'm just going to monitor the cat's behaviour for a moment because she's been a bit naughty. There we go. So the Splish Splash set I think is really cool because of this drip. So I don't know if you can see that too well. I'm just going to turn it the right way around for how you would use it. But this little drippy bit here, I think makes a really cool, like, I don't know, just a drip of goo that you might find in a scary looking card. So those are a couple that you might already have in your stash, but if you don't, then look out for them on the website, because you might want to pop them in your basket to go along with some of these images. And it's just a way of making some of your existing products work a little bit harder for you. You don't have to have all new stuff to make really new and interesting cards. So we have a little photo bomb from our little girl there, who's now trying to eat my washi tape, which I don't think is advisable. And now she's trying to eat the next item on my list. So come here. I'm going to have to pop you down on the floor, little chicken, because you're being naughty. So the next item to show you is this. So this is our digital paper pad. So as you know, I love papers, and I love our paper pads that we've brought out up until now. I'm a really big fan of pattern paper, and I love to hoard it and keep it. And as much as I would like to bring out more, it's a storage thing, and it's the same, you know, I guess for you guys as well. Storing lots of papers can be quite difficult. So here's the solution: get some digital papers. Because you can download these whenever you want them. You can download the actual paper that you want. You don't have to download the whole pad. They're really affordable. They're really a great price. And you can use them over and over again. My recommendation is you get some really good quality printable paper. So some really good, you know, the stuff that's made for printing colour. That it would be my recommendation, to get some really great paper, and there's loads of different ones that you can get out there, a lot on Amazon, and from various places that are made for this type of thing. So if you have some of that, again, that can be very affordable. That doesn't have to cost a fortune, but you can use it, you know, you can reprint this over and over again. So on the front cover here, it gives you a little bit of a sneak peek of all of the papers that are in the pack. And they are sized as 6 by 6. So we've got, and these I've printed on my printer at home. So these have not been professionally printed. These are just printed by me. And my printer did need a little bit of an upgrade of its ink, but it's still printed out really, really well. So you've got the black and white zigzag. We've got some purple spots. We've got the green and white, green and a darker green grid there. We've got the some more zigzags, but in that really fun black, orange and green, which we associate with the season. We've got this cool spider's web. So you get a full page of the spider's web. We've got some orange grid work there. We've got some white stars on this lovely kind of this it's like a pumpkiny yellow background, which I think is really lovely. And then we've got these diagonal stripes, which are a little bit like the candy corn kind of colour scheme that is very much associated with the season. Some more diagonal stripes in the colours that I suppose the colour scheme of the set. So the black, the orange, the purple and the green, which again I think are just so Halloween. We've got the paper that is just words. So this is a really fun kind of a classic font, but with various words that you would associate with the season. So very Halloween, spooky, ghost, witches, that kind of thing. And then we have the black and orange stripe. And then finally we've got some black with the very fine white diagonal stripes. So all of the colours there that I think you would really find useful for Halloween. A really fun set, and like I say, again, at a very affordable price because it's a download. So you will be able to download that immediately after purchase. So you've got it instantly. There's no waiting around for me to deliver it or for Royal Mail to deliver it. You will have it as soon as you purchase. And again, there will be 12 JPEG files, so you can print them off individually. or you can print off the full PDF document, which has everything that I've shown you here. So you can print the whole thing off, print it at actual size, and you've got yourself a paper pad all ready to go. So that is what you saw in my first sample. That's the paper that I've used in the back there. So that is the stripy paper from the pad. So you can see that, you know, you wouldn't know that that was printed at home. You would just assume that that was from a regular paper pad, and again is very instant and easy to achieve. So that's the release in full. Now, like I say, it's only a mini release, but there are lots of things in there that I think you're going to be able to play with and use. So we've got our adorable stamp set. We've got the, let me just move these out of the way. We've got our Digi trick-or-treaters here to make some fun scenes with. And then we've got our digital paper pad as well. So pretty much, you know, I think there you've got a really good selection of things that you're going to be able to make some fun Halloween projects with for this Halloween. And like I say, you know, it's there's nothing to say that this couldn't be an actual stamp set in the future, but I think I think what you will see over the coming months is more digital stamps coming through, because I think at the moment it's a really convenient and cost-effective way to add new images to your stash if you can't afford a full you know, stamp set at the moment. So what I want to do is be able to keep lots of options open to people and to some of our international customers as well. So yeah, so there you go. So that is the release. What are your thoughts? What are your favourite things? Tell me what your favourite things are from the release, and what do you think you're going to be using. Thank you for the comments about the colouring. That's really, really cute. What I think I'm going to do, I'm going to try and do over the next couple of days, is do a little bit of a reel or time lapse or something of me colouring in this this image. It didn't take too long to do, but I think some people might think, oh, that's quite a complicated thing to do, but it really isn't. So I think it would be really quite cute to try and recreate that in a reel somewhere along the line. So that's the plan. Right, I think I'm going to make us a quick card here, because like I say, I haven't had much chance to do that. So looking at some of the comments, Annalisa loves the digis. Jess says you've done an amazing Halloween stash. Lauren says Halloween isn't my thing, but I like the idea of some digital options, especially in terms of keeping costs down at the present. And Jessica says Ghost Cat and the Broom Cat are her favourites. Yeah, I must admit they are very, very cute, aren't they? And Lauren, you've hit the nail on the head there with, you know, I know we're all very conscious of spending a lot at the minute. I'm trying not to spend a lot at the minute because of things that are going on in the world at the moment. So yeah, this is kind of a way of still being able to craft, still being able to get some new things, but being able to keep it at a lower cost. So I'm just carefully turning around because I'm conscious I'm going to wheel over a cat who is faffing about behind me here. And I'm just going to grab some cardstock, if I can find some. I did have loads that I took with me to Hobby Maker, so let's have a look, see if I can find some. And thank you to everybody who tuned in to watch us on Hobby Maker. We had a great time there. See this, I did a little bit of playing around, but I mean that's already, you know, you've almost got yourself a little a little background there, haven't you? And that's one of the inserts from the trio set. So actually that could, I'm going to keep that because that's going to make a really cute background. I'm keeping that one. We're definitely going to do something with that. I might do something with that now. Shall we do that? Because I think that could work, couldn't it? Yeah, I think that could work, you know. We'll make a slimline card. Shall we do it? I'm trying to see if I've got any slimline cards. These were some of the slimline, that was a slimline card that I made on the show. But do I have another one cut that we didn't use? Yeah, that one. Lovely. Okay, so that's quite handy, isn't it? That is handy. So, let's have a look. That'll fit on there. Now my only issue is that because my papers are cut to 6 by 6, they may not fit on here. But if you were to print them out slightly larger, so maybe an A4 size, then you would definitely get them to fit across the back there. And this is what I'm thinking would be really cool on here. So, shall we try that? Shall we try cutting that? Shall we try printing one of these out? Oh, sorry, baby. Sorry, honey. I scared him because I moved. Oh. I think what we might have to do is might have to leave that for later because I don't think I'm going to be able to get to the printer because of the cats at the moment. So let's reconvene. We're going to do a black card. So we'll use a black card base, but I'm going to use this black paper. And then I'm also going to do, similar to this, a little bit of ink blending in the background. So I still need my bit of card that I was looking for. So I'm not finding any in there, but I did find some inspiration, so that's always good, isn't it? So let me just head back down here and grab some of this card. There we go. And I'm going to roughly chop this in half before I pop it through my printer, through my die cutting machine, should I say. And the same with this, actually. I'm just going to cut this out roughly. It doesn't have to be perfect. So you could use your trimmer to cut this out, obviously. But I don't need the full sheet, so it's going to be fine as it is. So let's do that. I'm surrounded by mess already. So for this bit, I'm actually going to use my, let's have a look, let's have a look, see if this is going to be a little bit too, might be a bit too big and I won't see enough of the design around the outside. So I want to be able to see some of that. And it's going to be cut a little bit too much off, I think, for my liking. But I think that's going to look really cute. So let's try it. What's the worst that could happen? I do love this. I think it's going to look really cute. So let's pop this through the die cutting machine. Oh, that's what you're playing with. So this is the top of my Apple Pencil. Currently being used as a plaything. Sorry, baby, I've taken your plaything off you. Would you like to play with that instead? I don't think that's quite as interesting, a bit of card, but I do seem to like bits of paper and bits of card. I was doing my checklist the other day, and I have a monthly planner. Sorry, I'll let that noise finish before I continue my story. But I have a monthly planner on an A4 sheet of paper. It's got my whole month planned out, all of the appointments and various big tasks that I have to do for the month, things that are scheduled in that I have to deal with. And I was updating that the other day. Just sat with it by my side, and it got chewed to pieces by these two little rascals. Isn't it? You're coming back up to say hello. Annalisa says she loves the papers, especially the spider web, and Megan says, "Oh, cuteness overload." It is very much so. I feel like they've just done a little smelly trump. That's nice. Sorry for the oversharing of my cat's situation. Come away from there, that's not for you. So this is going to sit onto there, and I think that's just going to look so cute. And the other thing that I do think about digital papers that I find really, really cool is I don't worry so much about using them. So when I'm using my paper, my printed paper packs, oh, that's a lot of peas, that that have could cost me £7-8, maybe, depending on who you purchase them from. I don't want to use them up because I think, well, they cost a lot of money, and I don't just want to use a full sheet on my background because once I've used it, it's gone. Whereas with this, I know I can just print it out again, so I'm not as concerned about using it, and I just think that is what makes the digital printing of things like papers and your characters and things like that so much fun, because that you're never going to run out of it, because you can just keep printing it out over and over again. So I'm going to just trim this off here. So I've just turned it over. I've stuck my card across the top. Do you know what? I'm going to take my glasses off because this is a definite sign of age, people. I'm very short-sighted, so I can't see distance without wearing my glasses. But what I have noticed is that now my near sight is being affected by my wearing of my glasses, so I can actually see much better without my glasses on when I'm doing this type of work. Those of you that follow me will probably know that I also do I like to do nails, and I do that for other people. I'm a qualified nail technician, kind of my other job, or little side hustle, should I say. And I find that much easier to do when I don't have my glasses on. So I think that is just a sign of age now, is that things are starting to not work quite as well as they once did. So this has made a really nice little background, actually. I didn't think as much of that paper would show, but it shows perfectly around the outside edge, and I think that looks really, really cute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some ink blending onto this bit to create a little bit of a backdrop for some of our little critters. And I want to use, probably I will use, and this is where they work really, really well together, is the trick or treat sentiment here. So and think what I might do with that is I might heat emboss that onto probably some black cardstock, is my thoughts. So we'll come back to that. So this is where you can use your physical stamps and your digi-stamps together. So inks, this is where we get to play with some inks, and you know what I would really like to play with which I haven't done yet, is this Villainous Potion. If that's not the perfect colour for Halloween, I just don't know what is really. I just don't know what is. So let's try some of that with some Wilted Violet for a really cool background, and then for the kind of the floor element, I'm going to use, thinking maybe, what's old paper look like? Is it a bit too green, old paper? It looks a bit green, doesn't it? Am I thinking more of an antique linen? Maybe an antique linen and a bit of maybe a bit of dried marigold. That scared me to death. My little things come unstuck. There we go. Oh, that's not going to stick back, is it? There we go. See if that stays there. Right, so we might use a bit of that. And then my thoughts are making this up as we go along. Sorry about the light keep changing. My little diffuser that I have over my light has come unstuck temporarily, so let's just stick her back on so that that's a bit better. Oh dear. She doesn't want to stay stuck. Come on, stay stuck. There we go. So I thought for this bit here, I'm just going to do a bit of tearing of this scrap of paper, and this is a great technique to do for your digi papers, because again, you might not want to rip or tear like your posh papers, but this is such a fun technique to just rip a bit of your paper here, and you've got that white edge there, and you can use that as a really cool edge for your design. The other thing that you could do, which again I think is really cool, is, and I think I might use the old paper for this, to be honest. I just want to show you how cool this is going to look. Claire says, when is the new stuff on sale? So it all goes on sale tomorrow morning, Claire. Thank you for reminding me to say that. Yeah, so it does go on sale tomorrow morning at 9 in the AM. So just using some of this old paper to go over this roughed up edge that I've got. Now I have used a bit of brown on here before, so I think we've got a little bit of brown coming on there, but if I bring that up to the camera, you can see how that's now just giving this a bit of an aged kind of a look. And you could do all the way around that if you want to really dull out some of that white and give it a really nice aged effect. And that's going to be a really cool bit of paper to go onto your onto your card front. I think that's a really cool effect. So if we were to use this maybe on this card here, and you've got it as a little bit of a strip along the side there, and then maybe you've got your images or you've got your sentiment. How cute is that? That's so cute. So and again, you could just cut out a little circle with him on there, just flying with the sentiment. Here we've got let's have a look at this. We've got the Halloween sentiment there, and again, another really quick simple card that I've just come up with there. So we might do that one afterwards as well. I've got so many ideas, honestly. I'm so excited about this release, because Halloween cards, although it's something that I don't normally think of I'm going to do, I do really love doing them and making them. So yeah, I'm so excited to have a go at them. So antique linen. Antique linen. Now, this is what I've done this for, basically, is that I want to use this to create a kind of a rough outline, if you like. So, and I think I'm going to do the, yeah, I'll do the floor first. So it's not going to match up. That's absolutely fine. It's not about really matching up as such. It's just creating this nice little, again, just a little bit of a rough floor situation. So I'm just going to give that a bit of a clean, and then we'll use some of this antique linen on the bottom to create a little bit of a floor. And then on the very edge of this, I'm going to just swap that out for one of my MIDI brushes here, actually, and use a bit of this old paper, which I said was too green, but I think actually, because I used it on the paper just then to demonstrate what that looked like, I think I actually quite liked it, so I thought I'm going to use it again. So pop that along there just to deepen that edge, and then that's our little spooky edge, which I just think is really, really cute. So pop that back over there, and then get my purple, because let's get some purple going. So that's not really going to match up, but I am going to use it a little bit to help me get a little bit of a kind of a neat edge. And then we're going to start with some of the wilted violet, I think. Yeah, we'll start with some of that and get that onto the background here. So just really piling some of this on. So I want a really nice thick layer. Hello, little one. So I know that Halloween isn't a lot of people's thing, and I know that I do get that, because like I say, it's not something that I don't really send Halloween cards. Does anybody send Halloween cards out? Is because I feel like that is more of an American thing. So I don't know if Amanda's still with us. I know Annalisa, you're from Canada. So is that something that you guys do? Do you actually send Halloween cards to each other? I know it's not something we do here in the UK, but I think we are getting more into this idea of not necessarily Halloween as such, but the kind of decorating for autumn, making a bit more of the October season, and that movement from summer into autumn, which I do think is a really lovely time of year. It's definitely preferable to the post Christmas era, which I find to be very long and very cold. What do you think, Maisie? You have not experienced a winter yet, Maisie. You were born during one of the hottest summers that we've had in many a moon. So you're going to find the cold of winter very, very odd. So getting a really nice layer of this purple on here. This Villainous Potion is absolutely stunning. I love it. So I'm just going to blend that a little bit more, and then my thoughts are that I need to go a little bit darker around these edges. So I'm going to grab some black soot. I'm not going to use that brush. Hello, baby. Do you want to come over? You want to come closer, or were you just trying to poke me? You were just trying to poke me, weren't you? So let me grab. So Holly says, I sometimes do. My mum sends little Halloween gifts. Oh, that's lovely. And Annalise says, Halloween is big here, but not for me. I make the cards, but I don't send them. But you need to. That's it. I think I make the cards, but obviously I don't send them because, like I say, it's not something that people do over here. But maybe it's something that I need to start doing. Maybe start a little family tradition of where I send out some Halloween cards to members of the family. We've got a few little ones now in the family on Aunt's side, so maybe they would appreciate some Halloween type cards and gifts. So I've done a little bit of black soot around the edges, and then I think I'm going to go back in with some of my villainous potion just to blend that area out, creating this lovely little halo there. It's lighter in the middle. That looks really cute. So next job is I need to move a few things out of the way because I'm going to do some ink splattering, and I think well, we all know that I do love to splatter some ink, and it does tend to go absolutely everywhere, and I don't want it to go on all my lovely little images here, so I'm just going to move them to one side out of the way. I did have some scrap paper somewhere which I can't now find, but scrap paper is really useful to have. Here we go. When you're colouring with your Copic markers, because you know, sometimes it can bleed, especially if you've printed onto maybe some onto paper rather than onto the thicker cardstock. If your printer doesn't take the you know, the thicker cardstock, then you may have had to print onto something a little bit lighter, and then that is likely to bleed through the back of your papers. So so I always use a bit of scrap paper underneath when I'm doing my colouring. I hope that made sense. Right, so where is my little pot of paint? Here we go. I love this paint. So this is in fact, what I'm going to do first, and I don't know if this is going to work, but I don't actually have to hand any black paint, but I want to do some black splatters first. So I'm going to use a bit of VersaFine, and I'm going to use my brush here, and I don't think I have any water there. I've just got a little bit in here, so spray a bit of water on here. I know that the VersaFine is not meant to be water reactive, is it? So that might not splatter. No, it doesn't. I need it to be a little bit more intense. So I want to be yeah, I want it to be quite intense. So let's try some Memento. Just give that a whirl. I need like a black acrylic really, but I haven't got one to hand. I'm sure I've got one somewhere, but not to hand. So just spray that with a bit of water. Yeah, that's much better. So you could see how water resistant the other was. I'm just going to cover this up as well because I don't want it actually onto there. I only want it onto my background, and I might have to use my acrylic block to help me get some of the splatters that I want. My desk is literally peppered in white white paint splatters. It's just ridiculous, really. So just splatter that. That looks really cute. I love that. I love that. So I don't have anything to wash this into. Let me see. What have we got? What have we got? We've got some water in here. Yes. I used to have a little pot of water in here all the time, but in the summer that we've just mentioned, the super hot summer that we've just had, it just dried up all the time. Just sat here on my desk, it would just dry up. So yeah, I haven't replaced it. Claire says that they're great for October birthdays. That is very true. Do I know anybody who's got an October birthday though? I don't think I do. That's an issue. Not an issue really for me, but but you know, you need sometimes you need an occasion, but you don't, because you know, you think you need an occasion, don't you? But actually, it's really nice just to be able to send a card to someone just because. So these are quite fun little just because cards, because if I can say because a few more times, yeah, because you know, they're not really for any purpose other than just they're cute and to say hello. So yeah, I think they could just be a really fun little way of saying hello. So I'm going to put them to one side because they're going to need a good old clean. This though, I'm going to wipe off straight away because I do know for a fact that this acrylic dries so quick and pretty permanent. So yeah, I'm going to make sure that I wipe that off straight away, and it's probably going to be permanently on my chamois now, so that's probably going to need a bit of a clean as well. So yeah, so if you've got this, so I'll just show you what this was that I used actually. So this is the Paper Artsy Fresco Finish Chalk Acrylic in Snowflake. It's opaque and it's chalky, and it's really bright white. So when I use other kinds of paints like gouache or something like that, you're watering them down in effect when you're creating the splatter. These I think still stay really nice and bright and white, which is why I love them. So why I love it. But it does really, I mean, it dries pretty much permanent onto your acrylic block. You can see there that this is stained with that paint, and I can't get that off without scraping it. So that's just one to be aware of. And that's why it's all over my iPad, which is in front of me here. It's all on the Arkham mount that I'm using. It's all over my drawers. It's just literally everywhere. Oh, messy crafter. But the effect is so cool that I can't resist using it. So I'm going to grab my chamois again, because I do need to just clean this area up here. And this, you can see this has got splatters of the paint all over it that I just can't get off. No matter how I try, they won't come off. But never mind. It's well loved and well used, which is what we want. Hello. Hello, little cat. Oh, here we go. Gonna go and annoy your sister, or are you gonna come and annoy me? Probably me, by the looks of things. So I'm just going to let that dry a little bit there. It just needs a little dry. And while that's drying, I think we'll use the Trick or Treat stamp that is in the Haunted House set. Like I say, I think I'm going to do this on some black cardstock with some heat embossing, which we've not done for quite a while, have we, Arnie? You think you're jumping on there? That's not a good idea. So I'm going to pop you on there. Okay, black cardstock. Where are we? Where are we? Black cardstock. Here we go. Bit of black cardstock here. You're going to sit with me? Excuse me. I'm probably not going to like this bit because this bit is going to involve a bit of noise, but we shall see. So I've got loads of little offcuts. That's a great little offcut. We'll use that. Because we're just going to cut this down to the size that we want once we've done it. So, like I say, I've not done some heat embossing for such a long time. What did I do with... I'll put it there, that's where it is. So I'm going to use this because this is going to be helpful for catching the embossing powder. You need to come off there. That's not for you. So I'll just put that out of the way of the cat. So I've got here then some an anti-static powder pocket thingamajig. Just going to use that to get rid of any static that's on the card there. And then I've got my Trick or Treat. I'm going to pop this on an acrylic block. I'm going to freehand it. I'm going to be brave and do it freehand. But I'm going to grab my my white powder ready. And let's put a good layer of the embossing ink onto here. Oh, I'm excited to do a bit of heat embossing. Like I say, I've not done it for so long. And I'm going to be frugal. I'm just going to stamp it just here. Because, you know, we don't want to use all of the cardstock. And then I'm just going to pop some of this onto here. Tip that off. Lovely. Arnie's now jumped on his sister. These cats are getting bored, so thankfully we're not too far off finishing, are we, Arnie? Oh, so do you remember me telling you about my checklist that they'd nibbled on? Well, he's just found it and he's about to nibble it a little bit more. So let's see what they make of the sound of the heat embossing. So that's the stamped image. And let's just test this because I've not used this for so long. Yeah, that works. You're not so sure about that, are you, little girl? Maisie's not happy about that sound. So let's see if you can see that. There we go. Oh, just get that bottom bit actually. Like that. Perfect. Love that. That's done a really good job there. Let's pop that into there. Little inquiring minds can't find it. So that's that. And just let it dry off a little bit, let it cool down a little bit. While that's cooling, I am going to just grab the my chamois and clean off my stamp. That woke you up, didn't it? You weren't sure about that, were you, little girl? It's gone. You're all right. You're safe. She says, I'm off. This is far too many exciting things happening in here at the moment, aren't there? She says, I'm really not sure about this. I'm really not sure. Right. So put that away, and then I'm going to buff this over now. It's dried a little bit. So that really shows up nice and bright. I love that. That works really well. Now, you may have a die in your stash that will cut this out. If not, you can just just use your trimmer to cut it out, or you can cut it out freehand depending on how brave you are. I'm going to use my trimmer because I don't think I've got a die that will cut this that I can think of off the top of my head. So I'm just going to use the edge of the word there to help me kind of get it straight. Who's that? Little cat behind me there. So just using the edge of the word along the edge of the trimmer there. Still got a little bit of cardstock here that we can use. So I'll pop that to one side. And then let's poke this out of here. Line this up on the edge. I'm not sure if you can see me doing that. There we go. What are you up to? What are you doing, you? What are you doing? And then pop that on the other side. There we go. And we have our sentiment. I love that. Trick or treat. Cute. So let's put this back. And we've got our card coming together here now. So the only thing we need to do really is choose which of our little characters are going to sit on here. So we've got the sentiment, trick or treat. I don't know which side I want that to sit at. We could also use our little banner here. Oh, that would look really cute there, wouldn't it? So we've got the banner, and then we've got some of our little, oh, that's very cute. That's cute. Yeah, I think I like the sentiment up top with the banner there. And then we've got trick or treat. Maybe we have that's kind of cute with these little guys. Or do we have, yeah, I quite like him sat amongst the pumpkins. That's really quite cute. I like that. And then I've got 3 images here that I can use in that trio that I talked about. So I quite like that as a little bit of an arrangement. So many critters and not enough room. Exactly. This is you know, you've got so many choices. So this one I'm going to stick down with some just some glue. My glue is going to cooperate, which it's deciding not to. What are these cats up to? They are being very they're very bored, I think. This is what I'm getting a sense of. Bored. So, I mean, they've literally got more toys than pets at home, but they like to be involved in whatever we're doing. So, let's pop that banner across there. So it does work absolutely perfectly. And then I'm going to grab some of my foam tape here, which I'd already got some bits put on some backing paper that I took with me when I went to Hobby Maker. So I'm just going to chop some of this down because it's useful in this kind of size. So I've got my trick or treat, which is just going to sit in this corner. And then, oh, I've not actually stuck this down, and I was going to pop this up as well. So before I stick anything else on, I'm going to use some of this here to stick this on. Yes, I forgot I hadn't done that bit. So I was getting so excited about making my background. Right, let's pop that on the back of there. Oh, I love that. I love that. That looks so cool. Alison says, loving this, Jo. Love the stamp set and the digi-stamps. Thank you so much. And she says, and your kitty looks gorgeous. They are both gorgeous, but they are definitely a little bit of a handful at the minute. But they're so cute. They make the cutest noises as well. It's so funny. I've never had cats that make so many little trilling noises. So Maisie really trills when she's excited and giddy, and they both meow quite a lot, but really cute little meows. But we're also trying to, I guess you would call it, potty train them at the moment, because we've bought them a new litter tray, one that is a bit bigger, so that they can both use it, not at the same time, but obviously that it's going to take two cats using it and it's not going to get full quite so quick. But it's also a covered one, so it means that, hopefully means that they're not going to kick litter all over the place, and it's going to keep some of the smells inside as well. But Maisie hates it, and so much so that she had a little accident in the night because she didn't want to use it. So poor little thing. I felt so bad for her because she'd obviously been holding it in as much as she possibly could. So yeah, so we're now currently toilet training our cat. Bless her. So last little finishing touch for this one, because I think this looks so cool already. I'm really pleased with it as it is. But I'm just going to add, really tiny little finishing touch, is to add the glaze to the eyes. And I think what I'm hoping that you can see from this demonstration and from this card is that there is no difference between this really and this one. One's a stamped image and one's a digi-stamp images, and they're both using digital papers, but the quality is so good and is still there, and the effects are just as good even though they are digital stamps, because you're combining it with some of your existing products, some ink blending, and it just makes for such cute little cards. I love this. I think this is so cute, and the images are adorable, so that really does help. Alison says, love the wider and the slim foam tape. They're both amazing quality. So glad I picked the wider one up at the Doncaster show. If you've not bought our foam tape, then you won't know quite what Alison's saying, but she's absolutely right. It is the best foam tape that you will ever use. It will last you such a long time, and they are really amazing quality. So if you see us at a show, you have to grab some. You really do. And Alison says, love chatty cats. One of mine is the other only is when he wants food, or to say he's left a present in the litter box. That's so funny. Well, maybe that's what she's trying to tell me. Maybe she's trying to tell me that she needs to go to the loo, but she's not happy with her current choice of toilet. So I'm sorry to end the the live talking about cat poo. That really wasn't the intention. We were here to talk about Halloween. And Lisa says, both cards are terrific. I so want your foam tape. Sadly, I can't come to your shows. I know. And to send it to you would cost a lot of money, Annalisa. I'm so sorry. Otherwise, yeah, I would definitely get you some. But because it's so huge, I mean, this is being used, and it won't even fit on screen. That's how huge it is. So, so yeah, it's a big beast, and that's why it'll last you for so long. 40 meters of foam tape everybody needs in their lives, but unfortunately, it will cost you an arm and a leg, Annalisa. um, so I think I'm going to leave it there because I've got a few bits to do. I've got kittens to sort out, but I've got a few bits that I need to finish. Ready for the release in the morning. But these items will all be available for you, as well as some bundles and special offers on some of our previously released dies, but ones that I really think will work so well with this release that I want you to get your hands on them. So look out for those as well. They'll all be in the new release section on the website. So yeah, look out for those, and I will be back with some more inspiration over the next few days. I'm going to carry on crafting tonight because I'm really in the mood for it, and I absolutely am loving these sets. So I'm going to get some more samples made as well tonight to share with you, and I hope to see you all tomorrow for the release. Thanks so much for joining me this evening, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure to chat to you, and I will see you all again really soon. Bye, guys. Bye.